Yo guys, it's Kyle coming at you from Bane's Film Reviews. I just saw MaXXXine, the third installment in Ty West's horror series. It comes after Pearl and X, which were released in the past few years, all starring Mia Goth. This film in particular starring Mia Goth, Michelle Monaghan, Elizabeth Debicki, Halsey, Bobby Cannavale, Giancarlo Esposito. It's a wonderful cast, and you get exactly what you'd expect out of them. It takes place in 1985, and it follows Mia Goth's MaXXXine, who wants to be a movie star. She has been a household name in the adult film industry for some time now, and she is trying to break out of that, trying to become a mainstream actor, and gets cast in a film. All while there is a serial killer on the loose, and now it seems that her friends are being targeted. So, it's a very good conclusion to this series. It is a very good series. It keeps in tone with some of those 80s horror classics, even some, classic horror films from before that time. And I think Ty West does a really good job of capturing that and allowing that to seep into every fiber of these three films. This one in particular, I felt that more in this film, in MaXXXine, than I had in the previous films. Not that those previous films were bad by any means, because that's certainly not the case. This one just does a better job. My one concern is that there's too much going on, or that there would be too much going on with MaXXXine, again, trying to become a movie star, trying to break the stigma that surrounds her as a result of her being a famous porn actress. No, West does a really good job of retaining that really extreme dark tone throughout the course of the film, even when we're not addressing the harrowing events that are taking place in the film. He does a wonderful job of retaining that tone and keeping the film moving along without losing anything. I read a book years ago called City of Glass, and in that book the author talks about every moment, every word of a book should have meaning in the overall, within the overall film, or within the overall book, sorry. I sort of subscribe to that idea, and I want every bit of a film to have meaning when I'm watching it, and I felt that Ty West does that very well. It feels like almost every word has bears some weight on this film and the overall story, and I'm constantly being called back as a viewer to things that happen in previous films, but also earlier in this film as well, and it all plays a role in how MaXXXine's story unfolds and how it eventually concludes. I think it's a beautifully shot film. I would use the word auteur to describe him, because he has a very unique way of expressing himself and developing characters and a story as a whole, and that shows very well in the cinematography that really comes forward. Obviously, he's not the director of cinematography. He is not the man behind the camera, but he is the editor, he is the producer, again, director and writer. He ultimately has final say in pretty much everything that happens in this film, right down to the final, the final smallest, most minute details. And he develops a very dark film tonally, but also very literally. Most of this film, or a lot of this film, takes place at nighttime, and when it's not taking place at nighttime, there's still a darkness lurking in the background, whether that's somewhere on set when MaXXXine is filming, or in her home, or in a video shop where her friend works. There's always some level of darkness, physical darkness, present in the film, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. So again, Ty West does a wonderful job. I think it's a fitting conclusion. I kind of hope that this is the conclusion to this series, and I hope that Ty West doesn't try to do more and become a bit too overzealous and ultimately lose that gusto that this series has. So I hope that this is the ending to the series, and if it is, it really is the icing on the cake. It really is exactly what this series needed. With that, I think if you're a fan of horror films, particularly horror films from the 70s and the 80s, or you've seen Pearl and or X, I think that you need to get to the theater to watch this. I think this film is a 9 out of 10, and that's some really high praise. I think you need to drop everything, get to the theater, go watch this film now. Don't even wait for it to come out on streaming services or on demand. I would absolutely encourage you to pay for this at some point. Spend 2 hours in the theater. It's hot as heck out. Go spend some time in an air-conditioned theater and check out MaXXXine, a fitting and wonderful conclusion to a really, really good horror trilogy. I would like to close this video out by saying, if you make a mess in a theater, particularly you spill your entire extra large tub of popcorn on the floor, do something to clean it up. Don't just leave a pile of popcorn on the ground. I get that it can be troublesome, especially if the film is still going on when it happens. Find a way to clean it up. Don't disrupt the people in the theater. If you want to wait till the film's over, do that. But don't make these people that are making minimum wage clean up your bucket of popcorn because you were too lazy to clean it up. Please clean up your mess. It's easy enough to clean up cups and stuff that you have left there, but don't make them pick up your food off the ground. Have some common courtesy, have some common decency, and clean that up. Again, MaXXXine is a 9 out of 10. I encourage you guys to go see it. I've been Kyle. Until next time, peace.